Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
Hello guys, you are once again welcome to PENDREAM TV, your #1 political show in Ghana and beyond. Today we bring you another hot topic of the day. As we begin the day, we come with you with a fresh topic involving a fraudster called Trica, who was captured in the last few days by the Cybersecurity, which raises a lot of topic in the political landscape, and we bring you much details here on PENDREAM TV, which Professor Yayra has also added his view on whether he should be replaced with ȧOfori-Atta because they are all of the same level of crime. Without much ado, I would like you to join me listening to what she said into detail, crashing with NPP, Hajia, Rabi.
She asked that since our last conversation, digitally or virtually, we haven't had the opportunity to talk. I said, yes, that's true, because we both have been busy. And I tried to remind her the circumstances under which that interview came on. And she said, yes, she recalls. And so we did a Zoom, interview on Inside Pages. My Inside Pages is on Saturdays here on Metro Television. Now, if you never tuned into that show before, you're missing out big time. Inside Pages is massive, it's big. It starts from 8 and ends at 10. So it's just 2 hours. But intellectually stimulating. It's a fantastic show. So please join Michael and his team on Saturdays from 8 to 10 as they dissect and dig deep into the issues that have happened in the course of the week. So that's Inside Pages on a Metro Television. So it's good to see her again. Prof, I'm also seeing for the first time.
Yes.
Physically.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
At some point, if we have time, I'd want us to, that's if we have time at some point. In fact, it's not going to be our first topic, but at some point, I'd want us to reflect on some lessons that we can learn from the Charles Kojofosu, Adilumbe's story. Perhaps we'll do that at the tail end of the show.
So interestingly,
I know.
I actually wanted to do my opening with his story. So
oh, really?
Yes, when you look at very interesting.
Oh, I see.
So when you look at my opening guide, because it's been a very busy weekend.
I know.
His funeral,
and
then the Jackson Parks event that is for late Minister,
true.
media, so rest in peace.
That's true.
So actually when I was putting myself together, researching, I was like, it's been a very busy weekend and controversial one.
Right.
So it's good
I would implore upon you to hold on with that. And I can assure you that at least at the tail end of the show, we'll talk about it. It's a very interesting conversation because there's lots of lessons in there that are both, I believe that both men and women can learn from the Daddy Lumba story. There's this trite wisdom, I'll call it. There's this very popular wisdom that a lot of people have been sharing, which is that if you don't learn from the mistakes of the dead, then something is wrong with you. And so it's a conventional wisdom that we all take lessons from. Anyway, so we'll look at that. That I can assure you, Rabi Hajia Rabi would look at that.
Certainly.
But I want us to start with the story on. Well, first of all, how have you been? I mean, how is it? Where do you lecture? First of all, are you still into lecturing?
Yes.
Okay. Where do you lecture?
It's University of Ghana.
Oh, okay. What course do you lecture?
Environmental science.
Oh, environmental science. Wow. I'm sure that I'm sure that in one of your lectures, the issue of galamsey and things have come up.
Oh, as for galamsey issue, we discussed it over and over. I mean,
in class. That's what I mean.
Oh yes, I mean, you can't do with environmental science without talking about environmental degradation,
right?
Which is also one of the topics that I teach.
Except that in our case, it's taking a bit of the what has always been the case. It's just the politics of it, and that's why we're struggling to.
I think until we handle it as terrorism, we may not be able to really fight this illegal mining. it's a serious issue. But if we just see it as an ordinary thing, it's maybe very difficult to deal with it. So,
all right. So let's start with this Trica, the young man who, the Sweden-based young man who was arrested, must have been late at the latter part of last week, and some of the issues that have come up. Now, there already has been some calls which have been made, and we would ask whether those calls that have been made are legitimate calls or legitimate demands on our part. As Ghanaians, we look at those calls. In fact, that's for me is the meat of the matter. As for what the gentleman has done or has not done, his arrest and the subsequent, litigation of the matter in court, because the matter will be litigated in the U.S. court quite clearly, and so his guilt or innocence would be determined, and in that law court. But we also have an interest as a country, and we're saying that this is the best time, we have the best opportunity to follow up with that interest, and our interest is Ken Ofori-Atta. Okay, and so if you look at today's Herald newspaper, the Herald newspaper has a very interesting angle to this story. Now, the Herald is reporting that it says troubled Akufo-Addo seeks Mohammed's audience for Ken Ofori-Atta's return, and it is it's on page 3 of the paper. They were told the Herald has gathered that former President Nana Akufo-Addo is deeply distressed by the growing controversy surrounding his cousin, former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, over matters arising from his nearly 8-year tenure at the Finance Ministry. The ex-president is demanding a special passage when the man, once regarded as a financial wizard, arrives at Kotoka International Airport to confront his many skeletons. According to sources, the former president wants Mr. Ofori-Atta, who has been in the U.S. since February this year, on claims of a medical condition related to his kidney, to immediately return to Ghana to perform or to personally address the allegations, particularly those being pursued by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Insiders say Mr. Akufo-Addo believes that the ongoing allegations are tarnishing the family name and undermining the legacy of his administration, and insists that his cousin should return home to face the law and prove his innocence. Family sources further reveals that the former president has been shocked and even embarrassed by reports alleging procurement breaches, abuse of public office, and violations of procurement and criminal laws potentially involving substantial sums of public funds and irregular state contracts. Despite the controversy, the former president is seeking a safe passage for Mr. Ofori-Atta upon his return to Ghana from the United States, with no state action to publicly humiliate him by arresting and detaining him upon arrival at Kotoka International Airport. Interestingly, the Herald understands that Mr. Ofori-Atta remains in frequent contact with family and close associates and continues to oversee his private business interests, including enterprise insurance, transition, funeral homes, and data bank financial services, among others. Sources close to the matter indicate that former President Akufo-Addo is considering approaching President John Dramani Mahama to seek assurances of the safe passage for Mr. Ofori-Atta. However, Jubilee House insiders tell the Herald that although President Mahama has not yet been approached, he firmly believes that the law must be allowed to take its full course and is therefore unwilling to enter into any arrangement with the former president regarding his cousin. The president is opposed to granting the safe passage sought. Additionally, some officials within the Mahama administration also hold the position that Mr. Ofori-Atta must first account for and, where necessary, refund any state funds allegedly acquired during his tenure before any discussions can be entertained. So
can I make I think Rabi, when Rabi says that the former president is going to see the sitting president to remind.
I say maybe seeing him to remind, because I'm not sure of what he's going to do.
Why would you even want to
he didn't tell
kind
me.
of think
this is
or try to imagine what he's going to tell the president?
You did.
I mean, he's going to remind him. Our laws are there to guide us. Was it not the same institutions that His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo operated with when he was in power? Why would he today want
want to go and remind a certain president of the constitution, of the law. I mean, why would you even say this?
So
and again, she makes statements like, we are inciting the public.
You are.
Why would we incite the public?
You
the
do
public,
a lot of that.
It's the public.
Even the
are
Attorney
there
General
to judge
is doing
things
that.
for themselves. Okay. Those who went through the DDEP, those who experienced the 54% inflation, people who, you know, you take your salary and about half is used to buy fuel to go to. People who experience these things are there to judge things for themselves. I don't think NDC, and for that matter, communicators, are here to incite the public. We are not lawyers, neither are we judges to judge Ken Ofori-Atta. Nobody is saying that he is guilty. We are saying that come and account for your stewardship. That is all we are saying. That is all Ghanaians are saying that. Okay. Ken Ofori-Atta, you were the public, you kept our public pace. Come and account to us how you effectively kept the public paid. Come and tell us things you did. It's just a stewardship accountability we are asking for. Nothing too much. And so if you sit here and say that we are inciting the public, I think that's below the belt. Nobody is inciting the public, and nobody is saying that Ken is guilty until he is proven. But the question is, why is he hiding? Why is he running away? Why is he not coming? They told us he was coming since March this year. We are in December. Why is he not coming? Why is the president trying to go and rob the back of the? Why is the former president now going to try and rob the back of the certain president for his cousin? I think that is a no-go area. It is a non-starter. And this thing, I think Ghanaians will not condone. I know His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is a man of integrity. He shines corruption, he shines injustice, and he will make sure that Ghanaians get the justice that they deserve as far as Ken Ofori-Atta is concerned.
The next leg of this conversation about Ken Ofori-Atta is what has now been termed as Ken for Trica, which is we're looking to do some kind of an exchange. And I think that Hajia hinted that in her submission earlier. Of course, she didn't spend some time with it because she knows that it's going to come up. Now, if you look at today's, what's the name? Today's custodian, there's a story here that gives us a background to the rest of the chap. First of all, before we link it to the Ken Ofori-Atta matter. But it says CSA leads joint security operation to arrest Trica and others. Now, the Cybersecurity Authority, CSA, led by the Acting Director General, Mr. Divine Selassie Agbeti, on December 11, 2025, led a joint operation with the Narcotics Control Commission, National Intelligence Bureau, NIB, and the Criminal Investigations Department, CIB, of the Ghana Police Service to arrest Frederick Komi, a.k.a. Emmanuel Kojo, Ba Obeng, a.k.a. Trica. So he has two names, 31, and two others for their role in romance camps defrauding victims of $8 million. Now, Trica was part of a criminal network that targeted elderly victims in romance camps across the United States since 2023. An unsealed indictment by a federal grand jury in the U.S. returned a 2-count indictment charging the Ghanaian national with defrauding elderly victims. According to the indictment, perpetrators of this romance camp used artificial intelligence software to assume false identities and form close personal relationship with victims. They gained victims' trust to obtain money and valuables, often targeting individuals through social media and on online dating platforms under false pretenses. The indictment also alleges that after the victims transferred funds, Komi worked with a network of co-conspirators to distribute the money from the United States to associates in Ghana and other locations. Now, Komi has been charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud, money laundering, conspiracy, and a forfeiture specification, and it faces up to 20 years in prison if found guilty of the charges. Now, this is what Yoko itself has said regarding this matter. Now, it says the Yoko team in an international investigations with the Federal Bureau of Investigations, the Narcotic Control Commission, International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol, the National Investigations Bureau, together with the Cybersecurity Authority and the Office of the Attorney General, undertook this operation. The operation to arrest Trica followed several months of intelligence and investigations. Trica was part of a criminal network that targeted elderly victims in romance camps across the United States since 2023. The criminal network used artificial intelligence. I've looked at all of that. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Now, Yoko said Trica will subsequently be extradited to the United States of America to face criminal charges of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, money laundering, conspiracy, and he faces up to 20 years in prison in the Yoko states. Now, Yoko wishes to congratulate its local sister agencies as well as the FBI for their collaboration. So Yoko, quite clearly, is more than willing and happy to extradite Abu Trica to the United States for him to face his criminal charges. But again, in a related development, we all know who Oliver Barker-Vormawor is. I'm a social activist, he's also a lawyer. Now, lawyer and anti-corruption campaign Oliver Barker-Vormawor has announced that his law firm has secured the release of the partner of embattled social media influencer Freddie Kumi, popularly known as Abu Trica. The legal practitioner had earlier alleged that his detention was intended to put pressure on Abu Trica after his arrest over an alleged romance scam, even though she was not named in any extradition request. In a social media post on December 12, 2025, he wrote, "Security operatives have detained the partner and mother of Abu Trica's son. This is apparently to put pressure on him, even though the extradition request does not name her at all. Not acceptable." In a latest update, Barker-Vormawor said his team engaged several authorities to challenge the legality of the detention and eventually succeed in securing her release. And meanwhile, okay, I was actually looking for the okay, you know, Oliver, good. So this is actually the story I was looking for. Now, Oliver has declared he's ready to defend Ghanaian social media influencer Freddie Kumi, popularly known as Abu Trica, against extradition to the United States. Now, in a social media post on Friday, December 11, 2025, Barker-Vormawor questioned why Ghanaian authorities swiftly cooperated in the arrest of Abu Trica, but have taken no visible steps to extradite former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, whom he accuses of far greater financial crimes. And he says, "This one party, I'm ready to defend Abu Trica to fight the extradition. If they won't bring Ken Ofori-Atta, then good lawyers must intervene for Abu." And he's not the only one. I've heard the likes of Black Rasta and a few other people who are making a similar call, that this is Ghana's fine opportunity to get America to bring down Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana, for Ken Ofori-Atta to come and face, because America needs Abu Trica. $8 million is a lot. I don't know what you make of this call for an exchange. I'm not a lawyer, but I don't even know whether. So this is what Oliver Barker-Vormawor said. He says, "Our law enforcement agencies are too eager to arrest and extradite Ghanaians to America. But it says the Americans never show us the same courtesy. This has to stop. Our crimes matter too." Legitimate or valid argument? Prof, let me start from you.
Yeah, well, I want to say that once again, the government of Ghana has demonstrated that Ghana cannot be used as a safe haven when it comes to cyber crime. And so I want to commend the government and commend the security agencies for being able to crack down on these persons that have been sought by other countries, that's the US. And I would want to say that, yes, I think I also side with Oliver that this is a very good opportunity to have some conversation with the US as far as extraditing people to come and account for whatever they are being accused of. Ghana has demonstrated their international cooperation and cooperation with America or with US as far as Interpol is concerned. Now, we are not able to bring down Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana to come and account for his stewardship because of the state protection. You say you cannot go and forcefully arrest somebody in another country unless there is that agreement to extradite the person to account. Here, US is expecting Ghana to bring someone that they are accusing, a Ghanaian, to come and account for an accusation or an allegation that is leveled against him. Yes, we as Ghanaians, and for that matter, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's government has demonstrated that they will not shield anyone. If you commit a crime, you have to go and face the law you have to go and answer for whatever you are being accused of. And so these individuals have been arrested. I think it's time that the US also need to be informed, if they are not yet aware, that you are keeping a gentleman that the state is looking for come and answer his stewardship for the 8 years that he's been in power, keeping the public purse or keeping and managing our funds. And so if you want Abu Trica to come and answer for his crime as far as cyber security issues are concerned, we think that we also need Ken Ofori-Atta to come and account for his stewardship. So I think, yes, this will be a very good opportunity for both countries to come and dialogue, because Ken's case is a high-profile case. It's not just the government that is looking for Ken, but Ghanaians are looking for Ken. And so if US is protecting Ken by keeping Ken and saying that, hey, you cannot just come and arrest the person because the person is within our jurisdiction, and so we protect the person because they may even see it as a political witch hunt or something, then I think that that will not be right. So our government needs to have some conversation as far as this case is concerned, because I remember very well there was a time where the special prosecutor, sent red alert that Ken was on a wanted list and Ken should be brought down to come and face the court or come and face the accusations that is leveled against it, to come and answer for his stewardship. And I think that this will be a very nice case that all the security agencies, especially the special prosecutor and then the attorney general, should also weave into, to have some negotiation that, yes, we have these bilateral agreements. We have, yes, bilateral agreements to sometimes, yes, investigate cases together and arrest criminals if they are on a run. Now you are looking for somebody. We have the person in our custody. And we are also looking for someone. You have the person in your custody. So come, yes, bring the person we are looking for, and then we also release the person that you are looking for. So I think it's fair to say that, yes, if US is looking for Abu Trica, we are also looking for Ken Ofori-Atta and should be released. So, sometimes it should not always be that America, because they are superpower, they always have their way. Because there are times you look at certain things and you think that, oh, sometimes they want to use aid as a string to kind of push things down our throat. Just to digress a little, this issue of LGBTQ+, where they are like, if you make LGBTQ+ as a crime, or you see it as a criminal act, then we are going to withdraw all aid. We are going to withdraw all support. This is not right. It's not allowed, where superpower will always want to dictate to us what we should do without we standing our ground and let people know that this is what we want. This is what we stand for. And so I think that this call for international negotiation, international discussion, that yes, you are looking for somebody, we have the person. We are also looking for somebody that you have. Bring the person in exchange for your person. So I agree with Bakavomo, when if you say that yes, he is going to, I know a lot of lawyers may want that, because I said it's not just the government that is looking for Ken Ofori-Atta. All of us, we are looking for Ken Ofori-Atta because we all suffered some of their decision, including the 54% inflation that we experience in this country. And so it's a good opportunity to discuss this and to also speed up the process by which Ken would have to come to the country to answer for his stewardship.
Okay, Hajia. I've been doing some brilliant research on the cost of cybercrime to Ghana especially, and we'll put our data out shortly whilst we're having conversations about Abu Trica. So whilst I'm waiting for that data, Hajia, I asked you a question about, okay, I'm told there's a, okay, let's watch this video.
let's take it one of the can never get to one more serious can and also your consumption of phones and also
what can't you don't have the channel?
As for that one there, right now as we are talking.
Na so pusa de na won de fiasa at the hotel like
no
what now any your business now or sometimes
but I want to know young so now you get public
this is not the first my explain this kind of blockchain.
I am the one asking you a question. I'm the one asking you the question. Mr. Directman away. You need your catcher will be so I'm asking you. I'm introducing you. Okay, so you're from Trimberman. I'm lawyer Trimberman. I'm the deputy director for Narcotics Control Commission. Okay. So now my question is Directman away. Your lawyer should answer the question for the work that you are doing. Your lawyer cannot answer that question for you.
You have already mentioned your name.
No, I said I've already done this thing. Ask my.
We are putting you under arrest and we are asking you a question. Said the man away. What's it? You want to come and tell me what job you are doing? I'm a lawyer myself. Your lawyer cannot answer that question for you. It's not the duty of your lawyer to tell us what job you do. No. Even if it's in the interrogation room. Young man. Or lawyer at interrogation room can't mean and can't say or no matter because there's no way. It's not done anyway. Very good.
The last time I was senior with my dad in the office. I was saying, maybe see some transaction.
I am just asking you a simple question. We see the man now.
It's only a call sending that transaction.
The transaction once.
And you will be a man by now.
I am not asking you about transactions. Hello, listen to me. Listen, about transactions. I just had a simple question.
Me phobia in your big transaction. Yes, I can't.
Why are you talking about transactions?
Tell me.
I'm asking transactions. I'm asking transactions.
According to the
can you just listen? Hold on. Did you hear me asking questions about transactions?
No, you said what work
do you do? Yes, simple.
Okay. And you so
me about transactions. When you be at transactions, I mean, just answer the question I'm asking. What work do you do? Me a policeman, my boy, a policeman, my cover, my mayor. I'll be position in the so dear man away. It's a simple matter. Me can't transaction. Why another one?
Let me put it in it. I endorse.
I endorse.
As in now.
All right, still watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. So the two gentlemen, well, I don't want to call it, what? The two gentlemen in your shot. Yes, for now, nobody has said they're criminals. We're suspecting that they are involved. They may be involved in some criminal activities, but it doesn't make them a criminal. But here's the thing. They were being interrogated by the investigative agencies on what exactly they do for a living. And they've been struggling. They just say they have a number of business, but which business, we don't know. So that's the video we just showed you. But it looks like they are hot, as we say it in our local parlance to say they are hot. Anyway, so Hajia, I was asking you earlier before we went on that break that the talk about the two are not the same. That one, in your view, is more likely to have committed a crime. Ken, in your view, has done nothing wrong, unless of course he's proven guilty.
Right.
And I was drawing attention to the fact that once some allegations have been made against some people, it still remains an allegation. For me, there's no difference.
Moro, it's good if you have actually drawn my attention to this.
Yes, okay.
I see it's to be an attempt to prompt than even to ask question.
Sure.
But before even that, I have a father watching me. He is the Kanuri Paramount Chief.
Okay.
In fact, he's the shehu of all Kanuri people. You know I'm Kanuri, I'm Bari.
Cool.
So he's the father of all Bari Singana. Sarki Abarin Nageshika. He's the chief for all of us.
Okay.
I think besides Chief Imam, he's the most powerful man.
Okay.
for all Kanuris. Then one of my friends also says I should tell you she sells food in Community 25.
Right.
Salima. She
Okay.
says you've just won yourself a pack of lunch this afternoon. Then she says
is it a Salima, you know?
Salima, yes.
Makose restaurant.
Community 25.
I'll come for it too.
Salima, if you
I'll
are
come
watching, get the food ready and send to. She actually makes very good food.
Oh, yeah, she does.
Yes, so she's
does.
saying I should tell you you've won yourself a lunch. And then everyone should try it, I think.
Okay.
Prof, you might want to. She's even NDC lady, so you are free to go and eat for her.
Her 1 minute is over.
She's NDC. So are you the timekeeper now?
Moro.
Are you now the timekeeper?
I was supposed to ask you. You said you were giving her 1 minute.
She's NDC. She'll be comfortable to go and eat there. So let me say
I
this.
said she should join us.
No, she's saying I should join NDC.
You should join
You want the
us.
conversation
She's
to go
been
wrong?
making this call off air. Looks like she's brought it on air.
She says I should join
She
NDC.
said- she
Can
said-
you imagine?
she said you-
Even my family members who are NDC are now joining it.
You look at what she's saying.
Let me say this.
Oh, Rabi.
I was
Moro,
listening.
her 1 minute
Oh, no,
is
no,
over.
let's just
It's a
land on this quickly.
conversation
I'll
we
bring
have.
it.
I was supposed to be on the
Don't worry,
floor.
I'll give you time. I'll give you
I
time.
think what
Prof, don't
Prof
worry.
should understand is that our viewers even appreciate and enjoy some of this conversation.
Okay.
Because when we sit and we are too rigid, it doesn't make the conversation that rich.
Right.
But when you draw in some perspective, then your conversation becomes more interesting.
Okay.
And I know when you are lecturing, you do those things during your lecture. It's a very remarkable skill
say you should
for
join
communicators.
Because we don't have all day.
So let me come.
Yes.
Moro,
Okay.
you asked a very profound question.
Right.
They are both alleged.
Right.
And I do, with all sincerity, agree that they all should be treated as the Constitution demands. We shouldn't humiliate them. We shouldn't cause any harm to them. We should take them, investigate them, and go on. The investigative bodies have their own ways of handling it, which I believe is mostly in line with the Constitution. Now, what I tried communicating is that Ken Ofori-Atta, as we all know and have seen, has shown us medical reports which clearly directs to us or to our thinking that he is unwell. Now, even in the prisons, with people who have been tried and convicted, they still get some level of treatment to be able to stay alive, healthy, to continue with the case. About Trica, as we can see on the set, and I'm again saying this with a clear position that I am not sure by looking at his physical appearance that he's as sick as Ken Ofori-Atta. So the clear difference here is that they both are people that are being invited to come for investigation, correct? But I am saying for the sick man, we should be able to show the required care and protection for him, if for nothing, to at least live long to stand the trial of the, or to stand the process if there would even be any trial or prosecution. So that is exactly what I meant. Intention, like they always say, the menstrual is very key in whatever we say. And my intention was to clearly communicate that one is a sick man and one doesn't look sick. And for that matter, we should give the required attention to the sick person. And that still takes us back to President Nana Addo Dankwa, former president's position. Who knows? He probably would be, and every concerned relative would be mindful of protecting the health of his alleged relative, or a relative who is alleged to have committed a crime, if for nothing, to be able to stand the time, to be able to go through the process, and if there will be some vindication or trial, then we would see the report.
All right, that's fine. Prof.
Yeah, okay, Moro, you see, nobody is saying that cybersecurity is a good thing. I started by commending the government and then the security agencies for cooperating in arresting this individual. And so the idea of throwing out the figures about how much it costs the world as far as cybersecurity is concerned is neither here nor there. A crime is a crime. Even if I put Trica defrauded somebody by 10 cedis, it's still stealing. It's still a crime and should be prosecuted. So for that matter, the idea of it's a huge amount of money, the world or globally, it's a serious issue, and I mean, it is neither here nor there. Trica has committed a crime. He's been sought for, he's been arrested, and I commend the state agencies for this cooperation and identifying this individual. I mean, I have been, or I've experienced this issue of you'll be there, somebody will say, oh, my sending you money into your account, check, and, you know, I'm aware about all these tricks. Sometimes you call that I've mistakenly sent your money, money into your Mumu account, check, and then send it back to me. I mean, these are all cybersecurity issues. And so if this individual is involved and he's been arrested, kudos, we support it, because we would not, and I indicated that Ghana will not be a safe haven for any criminal. And so we would love if all these individuals who are operating here in Ghana or are operating in our neighboring countries and targeting Ghanaians, if they are arrested, we would all be happy. But all we are saying is that US is looking for these individuals. So I think it's an opportunity to start having some conversation, because Ghana has been looking for Ken Ofori-Atta. Ken Ofori-Atta is alleged, or we are being told is in the US seeking for medical attention. He gave a timeline. The time has passed. We all know these tricks. And we are saying that now the two parties seem to be handling an issue of common interest. US is looking for somebody for a wrongdoing. The same way Ghana or Ghanaians are also looking for somebody we are all alleging has committed some crime or has committed some wrongdoing. He should come and account. And by law, you cannot go to another country and forcefully arrest someone. So we are saying that the same way how US cannot come and arrest Trica, there should be some conversation, there should be some dialogue. We are not saying that what Trica did is right and we will protect him. We would not, because we can also be a victim of what he is doing. And in fact, a lot of Ghanaians might have fallen victim. Right. This issue or the amount they are quoting may not just be Americans alone. There could be some Ghanaians who are also falling victim. But we are just saying that there should be some conversation. There should be a time that we should sit down with the superpowers, discuss what we think is affecting us, and see how best we can all cooperate and resolve these issues. That is my position. And so the question you asked, Hajia, I think it's a very brilliant question. The difference between the two, because here is a case, it's about money involved. Trica's case is money involved. Ken Ofori-Atta is money involved. I mean, I cannot quantify both. With Trica, we are told $8 million. Ken Ofori-Atta is, we will be talking about trillions. And so both issues, I don't see them as being different. A crime is a crime. There may be difference in the magnitude. But if you are talking about Ken Ofori-Atta, it's also a high-profile case. And so, Hajia, I think I disagree with you if you are saying that why am I supporting Vomowo? Yeah. All I am saying is that there should be a conversation. I am not saying that Ghanaians will protect Trica. No. Okay. We wouldn't want to also harbor criminal, because we can all become victims. Yeah. So that's it's my position. My conclusion, I say we should have a discussion.
As well.
Thank you for staying tuned. If you really enjoyed this video, please do leave a comment on what Yayra has said. I have agreed with her, because they are all of the same degree. The crime committed by them is of the same degree, and Ofori-Atta, on the other hand, comparing what he took from the country, is much, much huge than them. So if the FBI can trace those people to Ghana, why can't we also trace our own people and capture them? Do drop your view on this. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and also share to other members to watch as well. Thank you.
PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.